My name is Abdullah. I am a student of IS. My question to you is, for example, a footballer gets Saqeenah from playing football, or a druggist gets Saqeenah while having drugs. But the main point is to get the tranquility. Then why does Islam focus on the Islamic tranquility?
I have stated this in my talk, and I said that there is a partial Saqeenah, a temporary Saqeenah that is not from Allah, in the sense that it is not a blessing from Allah. Definitely no person who is sane and a Muslim would say that when someone takes heroin or cocaine and he gets this calmness, this is from Allah and Allah is pleased with him. No, this is from shaitan. So there are temporary forms of Saqeenah, such as patience. For example, Christopher Reeve, well known as Superman, he died, he passed away. This man was an excellent horseman, an excellent rider. He was a famous actor in Hollywood. He was blessed with a beautiful wife and 4 children. He was rich, he was famous. He was riding, and all of a sudden, while jumping the fence, the horse saw something like a rabbit, so it froze, and Christopher started flying. He fell on his neck, he was paralyzed, neck down. The first 8 weeks, he wrote this, and it was in an article about 12 pages in the Time years ago. I read this, and I felt that this, subhanAllah, was this close from becoming a Muslim. He thought of suicide, he thought of dying, and then he got this patience in him, believing in what he was suffering, and he decided to live his life. He participated in the Olympics for the handicapped. He participated in a yacht race. He started making this organization for curing the spinal cords and so on. Is this from Allah Azza wa Jal? He's a disbeliever. Therefore, we believe that this is one of the tools that the Almighty Allah Azza wa Jal uses to guide people if they accept Islam. And he was this close to accept because he was patient. He was accepting that this calamity is from Allah. He's saying this whatever happens to me is from God. He's not just saying it from Allah, it's God. So a lot of Muslims do not have this Saqeenah because they do not ask it from Allah, and if it comes, they reject it. These are temporary forms of Saqeenah, but they're not the full Saqeenah that are mentioned in the Quran. Allah gives some of it to the non-Muslims so that it would draw them to Islam and to knowing Him and to appreciating Him and to believing that it is He, the Almighty, that controls the worlds. If they accept it, alhamdulillah. If they don't, it is temporary. That's similar to the footballer who gets his tranquility once he scores the goal, and it soon disappears when he misses a penalty kick by the coach. And Allah knows best.
The next question from the sister.
Assalamu alaikum, brother. My name is Jamila Mukri and I'm a primary school teacher. I would like to ask you, can you mention at least 5 ways how we can develop Saqeenah or build Saqeenah as Muslims?
5, I think the time does not permit. This is an easy escape from saying I don't know 5, but 5 time does not permit. Let's say, first way of attaining Saqeenah, your knowledge of Allah's presence with you. If you are in a calamity and you depend only on your sources, on my wallet, on my friends I can talk in the government, in the police to take me out of this trouble, on my reputation, oh it's the sheikh, please. I depend on my sources, so I feel secure and I can feel the Saqeenah from this. But there are lots of calamities, of problems that nothing can help you except the knowledge that Allah is with you. Allah is with you with His power, with His knowledge, with His mercy. So the minute I believe in this, wallahi, nothing can shake you up. Nothing. When you know that Allah is with you and He's controlling everything, this is the first means of attaining the Saqeenah. The second means is continue to make dhikr. So when you make dhikr and you remember Allah Azza wa Jal, as in the hadith we've mentioned, when we gather and make dhikr or recite the Quran or study the Sunnah, the Saqeenah descends on us. This is one of the most important means. The third mean of attaining Saqeenah is reciting the Quran, and this is different. What's the difference? You shaykh are trying to make excuses to make them 5. No, it's a different category altogether. The authentic hadith by Usayd ibn Hudayr, may Allah be pleased with him, one of the dignitaries of Al-Ansar. And he's the main cause of getting Sa'd ibn Mu'adh into Islam. Usayd ibn Hudayr was reciting night prayer, Quran in night prayer. In the Bukhari and Muslim, he was reciting Al-Baqarah. In other books, he was reciting Al-Kahf. So we have 2 big and beautiful surahs, Kahf and Baqarah. He had the horse tied with 2 ropes. And he had his son Yahya sleeping, a child, 6 years, 5 years old. And we were talking about 2 a.m. approximately, after the middle of the night. And he's reciting Surah Al-Baqarah or Surah Al-Kahf. Scholars like Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani say that both incidents happened to him. It's not a different incident. Both happened in Kahf and in Al-Baqarah. The story goes that as he was reciting, the horse started trembling and kicking and doing things that are not natural for him. So he stopped and the horse calmed down. And he started reciting again, and the horse was trembling, and he was afraid that the horse would step on his son, Yahya. So he stopped. And after he finished prayer, he looked up and he saw lights, candles in the sky. So after Fajr prayer with the Prophet ﷺ, he went and he told the Prophet ﷺ. The Prophet said, recite the Quran, Aba Yahya. He said, oh Prophet of Allah, I did, but I was afraid from the horse on my son. The Prophet said, recite the Quran, Aba Yahya, twice and 3 times. And he said, oh Prophet of Allah, I did, but I was afraid. The Prophet said, ﷺ, that was the Saqeenah. What you saw, the light, was the Saqeenah. In another hadith, authentic, that was the angels. Those were the angels, which means that Saqeenah descends with the angels. The angels are bringing it from Allah Azza wa Jal. So these are the means of getting Saqeenah. Whenever you are in distress, wherever you're feeling blue, sad, depressed, whenever you have problems all over you, covering your head, you don't know how to treat your mother-in-law. We have lots of problems with mothers-in-law. You don't know how to treat her. You don't know how to treat your children. They're sad with you, they're angry with you, they're cursing, they're not upset. I don't like you, mommy, I don't like you, daddy. You have problems, you don't know what to do? Open the Quran, recite it, asking Allah Azza wa Jal for relief, for calmness, for Saqeenah. This is where the Saqeenah says, and I think my chairman is telling me 3 is enough. Wallahu a'lam.
Jazakumullahu khairan, may Allah reward you all. We have run out of time for the question and answer session. So a big thank